And good morning, and thank you all for being here and for your presentations. And we heard from students' unions last week, and you were all basically saying the same thing, that they indicated there's somewhere between 25 and 30,000 of a shortage in student accommodation, and that's predicted to rise to 68,000 by 2035 if this is not addressed. And we know the effect it's having on students. They're commuting long distance, they're sofa surfing, they're dropping out, or they're trying to work a job to pay their bills as well as study. Now, the 2018 Technological Universities Act foresaw a borrowing framework, and I think in 2021 the government announced a clear decision to allow it, yet nothing has happened in 7 years and then 4 years. And I hear what our colleagues from Fianna Fáil are saying, that the Minister intends to have this in place. Are you confident that that's going to happen very soon? And if it was to happen tomorrow, how long would it be before you could actually borrow and get building? I mean, I know you, and I recognise you have identified that you have land, and you have done feasibility studies. So I think I could merely predict that you have the work done to get off the ground straight away. And as well as borrowing, I mean, I presume you would anticipate that there would be state investment as well. And I'm just wondering about in the South East, where there is a very limited amount of accommodation available, how was that funded? Was that state investment? Because if you weren't able to borrow at the time.
I'll take that. We're very grateful in the South East Technological University that we do have the 432 beds that we do have. And the reason we have them is a transaction from 20 years ago, well before SETU was established. And the company that developed those beds was consolidated into the Legacy Institute of Technology at the time, and there was a financial transaction and arrangement put in place at that time. And when SETU was established then in 2022, that fully owned subsidiary of the former Institute of Technology got incorporated into SETU. But in terms of your point around the around how quickly could we move if the borrowing framework was approved tomorrow. I mean, we're very cognizant of good and proper governance and a viable business case, so there'd be an updated bit of financial analysis that would need to be done. And then, as is usual in these circumstances, once the funding mechanism and instrument is fully bottomed out and approved through our governance ladder, then we would go out to tender for a design team, single point design team, a tender process, a design process. That could move quite quickly, because we talked about rapid build and modular build. That's quite straightforward from a design perspective, and we've already had some indicative feasibility designs done as well that would help inform that. And then there's the tender phase for the construction element as well. So, you could be looking at 2 years, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less from the get-go of approval of a business case. So it's not an immediate solution, but to be having that direction of travel will be hugely beneficial for all of our technological universities.
I mean, something I would have asked last week, because some of the students' unions have interaction with their European counterparts, and there doesn't seem to be an accommodation problem in the north of any, not certainly anything like here, or in, say, a lot of our students go to Glasgow or to go to Scotland. So there doesn't seem to be a huge problem around student accommodation, purpose-built student accommodation in other jurisdictions. So, I mean, it's something that is really the government has taken their eye off and need to get back in place. Are you confident that something will be resolved this time?
We have to stay confident in our roles. Confident and optimistic.
Yeah, no, but it is really, really urgent. We can't let it actually be delayed any longer. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Perfect.
I suppose it's our belief that it has to happen. That the inequity will be removed. That the ambition can be realised. Because what we're passionate about is our students. And denying them opportunity just cannot continue. So how the mechanism is, and denying them opportunity just cannot continue. So how the mechanism is, what the capacity of the state to intervene, it has to happen somewhere or other in order to remove that inequity and to give our students an equal chance to progress their careers in a timely fashion. So we're still optimistic, despite what's happened to date, but we remain optimistic.
Yeah. It's hard to understand why the difference is between the traditional, as we call them, universities and their ability to borrow, and the technological universities can't. So, I don't understand why there is such a difficulty around it. So, yeah.